We had just left the ancient Silk Road world of Khiva, turquoise minarets, desert walls, and caravan history. And after flying through Tashkent, we arrived in a completely different civilization, Tbilisi, Georgia, a city where Europe and Asia meet, and where every hill seems to hold another layer of history. Our first stop was the downtown area. Reach it, we crossed the river that divides much of the city. River you see flowing through Tbilisi is the Kura River, known in Georgia as the Tikvari. Our centuries it has been the lifeline of the city, carrying trade, people, and history through this narrow valley. Crossing into the center, we entered the heart of modern Tbilisi. These streets, elegant buildings, cafes, fountains, and busy squares is part of the city reflects another chapter of Georgian history, the 19th century Russian imperial era, when Tbilisi became an important administrative and cultural center of the Caucasus. Many of the grand avenues and formal city spaces date from that period. Soon we reached the large central traffic circle and fountain area. Cars moving around the circle, people strolling nearby, modern life all around us. Yet even here, history is never far away. Tbilisi has been rebuilt many times. It was invaded by Persians, Arabs, Mongols, Turks, and others. Fires and wars repeatedly damaged the city, but each time it rose again. That resilience is part of the Georgian character. You feel it everywhere. Even in the most modern district, there is a sense that the city has endured. After exploring the center, we took the Tbilisi metro back across the city to the side where we were staying. Opened in 1966 during the Soviet era, the metro remains one of the fastest and most efficient ways to move through the Georgian capital. Descending underground, we were briefly reminded of another layer of Tbilisi's history, the decades when Georgia was part of the Soviet Union. Soon we emerged again into the sunlight, where a very different symbol of modern Georgia awaited us. Rising high above the skyline was the magnificent Holy Trinity Cathedral, known as Sameba. As we approached, its enormous scale became clear. Golden dome shining above the city, massive stone walls glowing in the afternoon light, wide open plazas surrounding it. It looks ancient, as if it has stood here for centuries. But in fact, it was completed in 2004. That makes it modern in age, yet ancient in inspiration. Its design draws from Georgia's medieval church traditions, linking the present to a much older identity, and that identity runs deep. Georgia traditionally adopted Christianity as a state religion in 337 AD, making it one of the earliest Christian nations in the world. Long before much of Europe had converted, Christianity was already central here. So this cathedral is more than architecture. It represents continuity, faith surviving empire, culture surviving occupation, national identity surviving history itself. Standing on the cathedral grounds, the views over Tbilisi are spectacular. Below us lies a city shaped by geography. Hills surround it. Neighborhoods climb the slopes. Old churches stand beside glass towers. Soviet apartment blocks sit not far from elegant 19th century buildings. Few cities show their layers so openly. And then there is the language. Georgian belongs to its own Kartvelian language family and uses one of the world's most distinctive scripts. For many visitors, even the writing itself feels like discovering a separate civilization. Later, of course, there is another essential part of Georgia to experience: wine. Georgia claims one of the oldest winemaking traditions on earth, around 8,000 years old. Wine here was traditionally fermented in buried clay vessels called kuvevri, a method still used today and recognized by UNESCO. So even a simple glass of wine connects you to an ancient past. And think about what happened in one single day. This morning we were in Uzbekistan among Silk Road cities and Islamic architecture. By afternoon we were crossing bridges and riding the metro in Tbilisi. And by evening, standing before one of the great cathedrals of the Caucasus. That is the magic of travel. The world can change completely in just a few hours. New alphabet, new flavors, new history, new atmosphere. And for us, Georgia was only beginning.